Hi, this is Tracy here from Homecare by Design, answering all of your questions that I can about home care, senior living, you name it. If it's related to seniors, I will do my best to try to answer it for you. Even if I have to go and get some research and do that, I really want to be here for you to educate you about things. I couldn't tell you a whole lot about many different careers because that's not what I do for a living, but probably you do, and you could be an expert in that field, and I'd have to come to you and get your questions answered. Well, a lot of times people need to come to me or someone like me to get their questions answered because you don't know exactly everything that goes into helping an elderly parent, let's say, or an elderly spouse, or maybe even yourself, because we've never grown old before. So it's new for all of us, so that's perfectly okay. And I want to be here to answer all of your questions for you. So I had a question, what to do if my parent has an emergency. And this, I think, is coming from if they didn't have any home care services set up, what would they do in case of an emergency? The first thing that I would say is have a backup plan. Don't wait for that crisis to hit, because that crisis, it is more likely a matter of when it's going to hit, not a matter of if it's going to hit, because there's not really any predictable ways to completely avoid an emergency, because that could be a heart attack, a stroke, a fall, pneumonia, just a number of things, and you never know exactly what that is going to be, or obviously you could in most cases prevent it. So I love the question, because that means you're thinking about these things, because I want you to have peace of mind in your life, and you're always going to have better peace of mind when you feel prepared for the situation. You know, one of the best quotes I've ever heard, I heard it from an elderly gentleman when I worked in a nursing home when I was 18 years old, and it stuck with me all these years, and that is, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And that sure is the case in this situation. So if you don't have a backup system already, think about getting one. What would that look like? Maybe in some cases people do hire us. They go ahead and set their account up with us even before they or their loved one needs help, because then they know that they will get care if and when that they do need it, and everything's already taken care of. I tell people the worst time to be looking for care or a facility or assisted living, it doesn't matter, is when there's a crisis, because none of us can make great decisions when we're under that kind of strain. And plus you're having to learn a lot, and it's very emotional because it involves somebody that you love, or perhaps even yourself. So anytime you can get education like you're doing now is going to only benefit you and your family moving forward, because you will be able to make better choices and better decisions that's going to ultimately pay off to your benefit more readily. So some of the things that you can do, again, is like if it's us, you can set up an account with us in advance, and there's ways that we go about doing that and offer a lot of different options and solutions to doing so based on your own unique circumstances. But other things is maybe you have a neighbor, or your parents have a neighbor that is somebody that could call you, or that you could call. We see that happen a lot. Maybe there's somebody at church that regularly can check on them if maybe you're out of town or you live away from home. Perhaps you can call them every day, maybe every morning and every evening, and just check in on them. I have some families, I have getting more and more the technology that they can even see what's going on inside the home from their phone. Even I heard just recently about some new technology that the adult child could have to make sure that their parents' doors are locked, and their phone is on the hook, and the appliances are turned off. I mean, technology is so amazing on what the things can happen to give you that peace of mind that you deserve. Of course, you have to have your parents' permission in order to do this, but I'm just saying that any of those things that are going to be helpful and beneficial to you, think about them and be looking into them before a crisis strikes. Obviously, too, you want to have a list of any disease processes that they may have, as well as their medications that they're on. If something happened and they weren't able to tell the doctor, that may be something that you needed to do. Of course, you can also get the list from the pharmacist, but it's nice to know what those medications are. Any contact information that they may have, insurance cards, those type of things you want to have at the ready in case you're the one who has to make the decisions or help the health providers, because there has to be somebody to answer those questions for the healthcare providers. Now, there's lots more I could say on this subject related to powers of attorney and so on and so forth, but that really is a big topic that needs to be reserved for another day. But I want to put that bug in your ear to be thinking and looking up, what is a power of attorney, and do I need to be one? Should my mom have one, and what does that mean, and how would that help benefit my elderly parent or myself in an emergency? So another great question. I hope that answered it. If not, please continue to write in. I'll always be happy to answer your questions in any way I can. Thanks for all you do for the senior in your life.